Hello guys, and welcome to the third race of the 1 hour human comedy mission challenges. This time on Trial Mountain, this time with 4 times fuel depletion and 12 times tire wear, so a lot of tire wear. 2 stopper would be sensible, I think, but I still did a 1 stopper, as you will see. The car is basically stock, or it is very much stock that I used. And I used sports middle tires, even not even the hard ones, or no, you could take the middle and the soft ones. So I did take the middle ones, as you can see, and as always, yeah, we're right into the race. 10 times accelerated, so it isn't that long. Now let us get into the entire strategy that I used, so you don't have to use or to watch the entire video. I used fuel map 5 actually, and well, middle tires, as you see. Traction control I did use 3 times here, as I did only a 1 stopper in a rear wheel drive wild driving car. Sports middle tires, not even hard tires, so you need to preserve all of the rear tires, as much of them as you can. So yeah, I did use traction control on 3 the entire race this time, and I would rank difficulty wise this race a 5 out of 10. You can cut some of the corners, like here, slightly more than your opponents, and you would gain a lot of time. In general, they are not very quick on this track, so while it is rather difficult to drive this car, not really that much, but still a lot more difficult than in the first 2 challenges I have shown so far. I have given this challenge a 5 out of 10. This is why I gave it a 5 out of 10. Otherwise it would also be like, I don't know, 3 out of 10. So as long as you only go for the 1 stopper and do decent lap times like I'm doing on average, then it's pretty easy to win, you know. In the Stroza, here again, just as in on the forest races, the quickest right now with a 2.4.242. I will not beat his time the entire race, but I will come close several times. You just need to do the calculating, you know. If you're on average like 2 seconds slower than him, it's still plenty enough time to win, because he does 1 stop more, maybe even 2, because he's so quick. I'm not quite sure here really, but he does at least 2 stops, so you do at least 1 less than him, and thus, of course, save a lot of time, more than he's gaining on you every lap. So yeah, that's the strategy. Talking again about the difficulty of the race, this is the 3rd easiest race of the 8, I think, in my opinion. I did rank them by difficulty, and I did upload and am releasing them by the level of difficulty, starting with the easiest ones. So the 2 before this one were, I think, equally easy with a 2 out of 10, both of them, and this would be the next difficult or more difficult race with a 5 out of 10, might be a 4 out of 10, you know, it's fairly easy. So here my first stop in the lap 15. I could have stopped 1 lap earlier, but like that, going by 1 lap later in, I could fuel 1 lap less, of course. I mean, it doesn't make really a difference. You can pit at lap 14 or 15 as you wish. Both is legitimate. Yeah, and now let's get to the quickest lap of my race, or my quickest lap in this race, in real time, as always, as we always do with these quick laps. So this lap 17 was the quickest with a 2.5 something, and now we are obviously in the 18th lap, and this was the actually quickest lap done by me of my laps. Again, I'm still not beating in Nostroza with his 2.4.242, which you can see on the left side in the middle of the screen. And I again have a feeling that the video is kinda being shown slowed down, that there is like a slight mistake in the counter, you know, in the timing. Well, I can change it now, so you're seeing it possibly again a little bit slowed down, which again will help you identify my braking points, the apexes I used, the general racing line I used, so that you have an example, you have, well, yeah, an example for a good or decent lap for your race. If you don't know the track too well, if you kinda can't handle the car on this track and are wondering what type of ideal or what type of racing line you should take, braking point, etc., etc. So it is there to give you a general idea of how to tackle this track with this car. Third place after the first pit stop here by the end of the 18th lap, almost second place. And we've done a 2:48. Well, not bad. 6/10 only behind Nostroza's best time. He's definitely driving on fuel map 1, so being 6/10 slower than him on fuel map 5, which is the slowest, is pretty good, I think. Yeah, I did use fuel map 5, by the way, the entire race, if that wasn't clear, but yeah, I did. So you need to be fuel efficient and tire management efficient, so the higher your fuel map, the less power there is the car can use on the rear tires, and the less tire wear is being produced. So it's kind of a win-win, so to say, you know. So yeah, definitely worked for me. I do think it will work for you as well. The car is also easier to drive on fuel map 5 because, yeah, again, there is not as much power being used or transmitted to the rear tires, so you don't have as much wheel spin, as much over steering, and thus it's easier to move the car around the track. So less than 1 minute left. I'm doing two more 2.4s, really good times, extending my lead. I won just like in the first 2 races, like with a lead. Every time anything between like 30 and 60 seconds, you know, a minute to the second place, obviously. So yeah, big gaps, good strategies, you know, and I think rather easily replicatable by other players. Yeah, I think you could easily replicate them. So this is the last lap, only a few seconds left, guys. As always, I hope you enjoyed, I hope it was helpful, and well, as always, I hope I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.